Hi, my name is Mark Polton. I'm a real estate investor in the greater Charlotte, North Carolina area. I'm what you would call a no frills, no thrills real estate investor. If you're looking for somebody with a big shiny car in the background or nice studio office, or maybe even somebody who's trying to sell you a 19.95 a month subscription to their newsletter, I'm not that guy. Go check out a different channel. So it's tax season. It's the most wonderful time of the year. It's the most wonderful time of the year. Yes, my Christmas album will be coming out in November, so be looking for it on iTunes. Anyways, if you're not excited about tax season, then you're doing this wrong. With this business, you're going to make easily 20% of any of your profits are going to come through your tax return. Yeah, it's a huge pain in the butt. My wife and I, we wait until this time of year to actually do our bookkeeping for the entire year. Now, any of you CPAs or, the women in the accounting office types or whatever will probably be pulling out their hair and, you know, running around like a chicken with their head popped off. But, you know, we have quite a few transactions. It takes a while to make that happen. I just don't want to do it every month. Last night I finished doing our Home Depot commercial account, and really it's just sitting there and classifying transactions. They're already in our accounting software, which is called YWSM. I'll link that below. It has the ability to connect into all of our different accounts. Our bank account, our Home Depot account, which are the two primary things we use. We have tons of business credit cards and mortgages and stuff like that. And it can go and aggregate all that information into the bookkeeping software. And at that point, it's just you got to classify it. Hopefully, it's going to classify to an IRS Schedule E tax write-off, and that's basically what we're trying to do is make everything we possibly can match to one of those categories. Or, you know, some don't. Things like mortgage payments, you get the interest, you get to write that off, and the insurance if it's escrowed, but that's about it. Um, But it takes a week. It could take 10 days, just to get everything printed up, entered, get the receipts printed up because most of that's in email. Go through our Amazon account and make sure that we didn't order something accidentally on our personal account that's we could classify as a business write-off. There's just a lot that goes along with that, and so we use U.S. Tax Shield. I don't know who you guys use. I will actually link them below. We pay less than $500 a month or $500 a year to get our taxes done. I think our tax return last year was about 200 pages. I imagine that the tax return this year will be 200 pages. It's a pretty complex tax return. I actually get comments from the tax prep guys that they actually like working on my tax return because it's different and it requires them to look up, different, to do some research and it's not just your everyday vanilla W-2 Joe Blow, I'm an employee, which, by the way, is the worst. So, why should this be the most exciting time of the year? Well, because you should be getting a fat check back if you have a W-2 job and you're doing this the right way. My wife and I both have a W-2 job. I spend way more time working on the business than I do on my W-2 job. And I don't mind. Because of that, I can file for a real estate professional. And we actually you have what's called paper losses and you have what's called actual losses. So buy and hold real estate, the entire purpose, in my opinion, at least when you start out, is to have paper losses as much as you can, as big as you can. You want huge paper losses. I think in 2017 we had $75,000 in paper losses. Between all the deductions and write-offs and stuff like that. And we get to then take that and throw it over onto the W-2 side and reduce our adjusted gross income, which is what you actually get taxed on. I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be one. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a CPA, so I'm not giving you financial advice. Consult your lawyer or your CPA. That being said, we the entire goal that you should have is to eventually pay zero income tax, $0 in income tax. And you might be like, whoa, I make $200,000 a year. How is that going to happen? Well, my wife and I make over $200,000 a year too. And we paid 1.34% income tax in 2016. think we paid 5.6 or just under it in 2017. I was a little disappointed. And 2018 is like going to the craps table. What am I going to pay this year? I'm not exactly sure. Um, this year we didn't spend as much. I didn't spend as much time really doing tax planning like I should have for write-offs. Um, a lot of this just comes through wisdom and experience and figuring things out. I have a meeting with our tax attorney tomorrow. I only have like 6 questions to ask him, but his answers are going to be the basis on our tax write-off strategy for 2019. If it goes my way, I'm not saying it will. We should have massive, massive write-offs for 2019, and I'm always looking for more. So, um, you know, I guess in conclusion, you should be very excited about it. Yeah, I'm going to spend 10 nights, 10 long nights, organizing everything. Every year it gets a little bit better, a little bit easier. But, you're going to make 20, you should be making 20% at least off of taxes. I mean, that's the whole point of doing this business is for the tax incentives. Why would you want to do it if you know, you didn't have those tax incentives? It wouldn't be worth it. You might as well just keep a W-2 job or, you know, I mean, at least from terms of making money. So, you know, go out there, learn the tax code. It's very important that you have good bookkeeping, and you should be excited about tax time. Those people are excited about tax time because they're going to get $3,000 back because of the child tax credit. Those are called poor people, right? I don't want to be a poor people. Now you have a lot of people who, are in maybe the top 3%. Make a couple hundred thousand to $400,000 a year. But if you're doing that in a W-2 job, you're paying out the wazoo in income tax, and it's just, I mean, you could invest in your 401k and do some other things to help reduce that, but that's not really all that significant. Um, Anyways, I hope you go out there and you live the "you won't stop me" lifestyle. I can tell you this: you will not stop me. Financial freedom is just around the corner. We expect at the end of this year, my wife to be retired, and maybe at the end of next year or 2021. My W-2 job is not meant for this world. It's going away. It's being brought up into the cloud. It's fine. I don't have a problem with that. I'm going to ride this out as long as I can. And maybe mid 2021 or whenever I guess I get let go or my job goes away. It's probably when I'll retire. So I wish you success.